Hello guys, we're here for our weekly Facebook Live, but today's a special day because we're having card class. We're going to make 3 cute cards. We've got this Scenic Adventure bundle card. We've got this Fright Night card. And then this card is made with the right words and the charming, I have to look, Floral Charm Designer Series paper. So we're going to make these 3 cute and quick cards, and I'm going to tell you how you can earn the kits to make these own cards for yourself at home. So welcome to my YouTube channel. We are here every Wednesday at 1 Central to see how to make cute things. And my name is Cogbill. My business is called Papermadeprettier. I would love it if you are watching this on YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss any more of my videos. And you can also get the tutorials for all 3 of these cards just by joining my email list. And you'll get all the measurements for how to make each card. And stay tuned to the end because I've got some other projects made with these stamp sets to show you. All right, let's get started with our first card. Now, I love to hike. I love nature. I don't like camping unless I'm in a cabin. So that's just me. Do you like to hike or do you like to camp? I'm just curious. If you're, hello, Corinne. Good to see you. Let me know if you like camping, outdoors, hiking. What's your 411 on that? Because I'm kind of a weirdo. I like hiking, but I don't like camping. But this makes me so happy. This bundle, and it's called Scenic Adventure. It's got all the pretty sentiments. We're going to use the Let the Adventure Begin. But we've got some pretty stamps. Now, if you watched my video last week, I made a gorgeous card with this stamp set. So make sure and check that out so you don't miss it. But we've got dies that, some of these dies are missing, but we've got dies that cut out these trees, this the tree line, this mountain, and then you've got other dies to make indentations, flowers, all kinds of goodies, snow caps, and then of course all these gorgeous sentiments. All right, so let's get started on our card. Now, I have a Stampin' Up team. So we have a group of ladies and we all like to stamp together. And we have a challenge this week, or this month, and it's to use certain colors on a card. So this color challenge, this set of colors met that color challenge. I've got Cloud Cover, Mossy Meadow, Crumb Cake, Secret Sea, and Lost Lagoon are what we're using here. So I'll tell you, the first thing you need to do is stamp your adventure like about right here, okay? That gives you kind of enough room for your let thee, but also it doesn't, if you, well, you'll see what I mean. So the let thee begin is all one stamp, okay? Like this right here is all one stamp. So you can add journey or adventure, either one. They're both cute. But we're gonna stamp the let thee begin, and they just fit right in this little pocket. So cute, okay? But it just helps if you put the adventure first. Now, you want to put it up pretty high because you got to have room for all this scenery. All right, which we cut out with the dies. Okay, let's see what we have here. Barb says, no hiking, no camping, but she likes to sit out the door on her porch. I'm good with that. Anything that gets you outside is great. So I love it. Barb, good to see you. All right, now, so we've got all these cute die cut pieces, and we're going to work with them. Now, I'll tell you, so when you purchase when you put in a $35 order or more, then you're going to get all 6 kits to make cards. So you're going to get 2 of each card, 6 card kits shipped to you for free. But your kit is going to have all of these things cut out. You're going to have 1 strip of Lost Lagoon. All right. And so what you're going to do is there's a stamp in there this stamp, that's the water stamp. And you are going to just randomly stamp all over that Lost Lagoon page. And you don't have to re-ink it every time. And you're just covering that up with this water. All right, so we've got that all covered. And then, so you'll have 1 strip of the Lost Lagoon because you're going to come in then with your snips and you're going to just create a little water line here, however you want to. And do it kind of in the center because you're going to use the halves on both cards, if that makes any sense. So keep this one for one card and then use this one for the other card. There, I had to come on, keep my camera from shaking. Okay, so we are going to, now the next thing I like to do is just take my pieces and eyeball them so that I make sure I don't put something too high or too low. And like I can see if I did that, it would be way too high. So I need to shift my tree line down so that it all works perfectly. So then I'm going to just kind of slide this over and go ahead and stick my mountains here. I love this. It's so cool. These die cuts. I mean, it's just so awesome. And I like this set because you can change it up a lot just by changing the colors of the paper that you use. Like last week I had a pink sky, and you can just make it however you want. And I'm sorry, but who doesn't love a card with a pretty scenery? Even if you don't like being out in it, then you can enjoy looking at it, right? If you don't like to look at a pretty scenery, I'm not sure what that's about. Now, we've got a little die cut set of trees from the same set of dies. And we're going to tuck these either behind the tree line or under the water. We don't need trees floating in the water, right? Have to make sense there. And then we're just going to layer this cloud cover piece onto our Secret Sea piece. Now, I can see that overhung a little bit. That's fine. Just snip it off. We're going to pop that on. It's tight, but I like it. It kind of frames it up nicely. I did that on purpose. And then we're going to pop that onto our basic beige cardstock. Love it. All right. So our first card done. And so make sure and add the Scenic Adventure bundle to your order. Now I'm really working on trying to get better lighting on my videos. I'm literally near an open window. I've got lamps everywhere, but I just want to move. Something was blocking the window, so I'm seeing if that helps a little. All right. Next card. We are going to make this card with the Gallery Blooms stamp set and the Right Words stamp set. And then also it's called Floral Charm designer paper. Now you'll find these 2 stamp sets currently, and then the Floral Charm designer paper is in the online exclusives. It's the most recent set of online exclusives if you haven't seen that. It's so, so pretty. But I've pulled in this set called Gallery Blooms. And I've also pulled in one of my favorite sentiment sets called The Right Words. It has all the best sentiments, and you can just pick the one you want to use. Most of them fit here. Now, you will not see this available yet, this die cut. I just wanted to use something brand new from the holiday catalog. You guys can order from the holiday catalog next week. If you're a happy shopper, you can order from it now. This is called the Traditional Labels Bundle, and it's got some really gorgeous label die cuts. I just kind of wanted to get a jump start on that and show y'all something fun. If you're a happy shopper, you can order from that already. If you're not, go ahead and sign up because you're going to want to get that starter kit, $125 for $99, and you want to be the first to order the newest things. That's one of the best perks of being a happy shopper. Is I've been ordering from this new holiday catalog for a month now. All right, so we're starting with basic beige cardstock. Now I'm going to take a piece of Mossy Meadow, and I wanted this to be like a monochromatic piece of designer paper, and there just wasn't one that in that set that I either had enough of or met my needs. And so I just decided to make my own. So I have some Mossy Meadow cardstock, and I'm just going to stamp this Gallery Blooms flower around on it. Now, I thought this worked really well with the Floral Charm bundle. But you can use whatever flowers you have in your stamp set. I would suspect that if you're watching a crafting video, you might have a flower stamp set. If you don't, then you need this Gallery Blooms set. It's very versatile, gorgeous. Okay, now I'm going to stamp my sentiment from The Right Words. I'm going to stamp it right on this. I'm going to practice over here because I had trouble making it not be crooked. I lost the little stickers that go with our, that go on our stamps. And so I had to kind of test it to see that it was tilted up a little bit there. All right, so all of our stamping is done. Now this is a new set of designer paper also in the online exclusives. I think it's called something Tweed. I will have a full list of all of the products I used in my email this week. So make sure and join my email list, not only to get the tutorials for free, but also the full list of everything that I used with the proper names. But it's something Tweed. So I love this layout. This layout, I got the idea for it from my friend Paula Bobbitt. She's a very talented crafter on my Pretties team. And I've just been using it over and over. I love that you can use 2 pieces of designer paper if you want. And it conserves designer paper so I can make a bunch. And then once I started with this layout, I just kept using it. So we're going to put that little strip across. And then I'm going to pop my sentiment up with some dimensionals. And then the last little sweetness to this card are my embellishments. I had to find them. These are called the Charming Shimmer Faceted Dots. So you don't want to miss that. And we're going to pop those on. I don't know where my take your pick tool is. I could probably charge a fee for like do a drawing for how many times I say that in my videos, but I need to get like 8 of them and just have them all around my craft room. But we're gonna put these little cute gems on our cards. Now you will notice in your packet you will have one that's green and one that has a berry burst flare with berry burst dots. So you've got 2 different cards. You can use whatever sentiment you want. They both use the same color ink. But that's what will be in your packet. So make sure and pick up the Gallery Bloom stamp set and the Right Words stamp set, as well as some of that Floral Charm Designer Series paper. It's so cute. Now, the last thing we have is a spooky card. Now, we have a couple of, or more than a couple, we have a number of Halloween sets in our offering right now. They are all online, so if you're looking for them in the catalog, you're not going to find them. And this, love this Fright Night bundle. We're going to actually use the stamp positioning tool to get this right. So I've got, what I've done here is I've put my stamp here, stamped it, and then cut it out. So I originally stamped it on this white piece, then cut it out with my emboss machine using the Fright Night bundle. So let's see if the dies have made it back to their case yet. Probably, yeah, one of them has. There's 2 that are shaped like this. There's 3 dies that cut out webs, which is quite nice. There's a boo, an eek, a spider, something that you can use to turn this into a tag. And then also this little banner that goes with these sentiments. So very cool stamp set. But the dies, I think, really are the focal point of that stamp set. We are going to, so we've got a smaller white die cut and then a larger peach pie. I'm going to stick that in there. And if you're at home, you would just stamp it on a piece of cardstock and then cut it with your dies. But when we do this in class, we like to use a stamp positioning tool to make it a little bit easier. All right, so we've got that. Now, another reason to use your tool is when you're stamping with black, you probably are going to need to stamp it twice to be happy with it. Now, I'll tell you, this Fright Night stamp set is on purpose not fully full. Like the cat is, it's supposed to look grainy because it's scary and Halloween-y. So I was like, oh my gosh, something's wrong with my stamp. No, it's not anything wrong with it. That's the way it's supposed to look. So once it looks about like that, then you can move on to the next step. All right, so we're going to take our little white label and we're going to put that, layer that onto our peach pie. So I love peach pie for Halloween. It just kind of takes something that, like, out of the ordinary. We you know, pumpkin pie is the obvious. We've had it for a while, but I love bringing in the peach pie. That's one of our end colors. So we're going to use our Stampin' Blend. There's a Stampin' Blend that has a thin end and a thick end, and it's a peach pie, so it matches. And we're just going to color in that hat band because we like a little flare, and then we're going to color this in just to give it a little extra color. Okay, and then your packet will have 6 webs already cut out. Here's one. Here are the others. So the way I did this is I go ahead and set my designer paper down so I can see what the limits of my card are going to be. And then I'm going to set these down and set this down. And then I'm going to sneak in here with my Stampin', what is this stuff called? Tear and tape. And that is just going to trap, I didn't need to go that far. That's going to trap my webs in. So that's my little secret. No one has to know what's back there. Get it situated again. Voila. Okay, so I got my webs trapped in there, and then we're going to use our dimensionals to pop that up. We'll probably do 4. That's a pretty big die cut. Barb, I know you're a Halloween lover, so I hope you enjoy this card. Now we're going to go ahead and put this designer paper down. If you're watching this, I would love to know what your most memorable Halloween costume was. I will tell you that when we were growing up, we were not allowed to have masks that we couldn't see through, just for safety. Like, I don't know if that makes any sense, but like the mask with the eye holes, couldn't do that. So they had to not really cover our eyes. And so I do remember one year my mom let me buy this costume. And we also didn't really have store-bought costumes much. I don't know. We were just good with our money. And, oh, I put that on upside down. But I got a store-bought costume, I remember, that had an inflatable bug head. I was like a bug. That is my most memorable costume that I can remember from childhood. All right, so we have this little white piece, and I love how those little eyes are peeking out. But we're going to put a little snippet of the designer paper there on the inside, just to make the inside of this card super cute. All right, so there's your Fright Night card. You want to pick up the whole bundle so you can make these cute cards that come in the mail. And you can get all 6 card kits for your Fright Night, your Scenic Adventure, and your the Right Words cards. Just all you have to do is place a $35 order with me by September 2nd. That's next Tuesday. I usually end it on Monday, but Labor Day, so we're going to extend it a day. If you spend $50, you get a card kit. The card kit's mailed to you plus an embellishment. $75, you're going to get the card kits plus a designer paper of your choice. And then with $100, you're going to get the card kits plus a $25 product credit that I'll email you. So make sure to join my email list, subscribe to my channel. There's a link to shop with me in the description here, either on Facebook or YouTube. I promised you, if you stayed to the end, you could see some fun projects that I've made. So last week we saw this Fright Night treat box. It's made with the book treat boxes, so make sure and look for that video. Adorable. I think I've uploaded it. If not, I certainly will soon. We have more cards made with this charming floral charm designer paper. All very cute. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye.